All right, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to overcome your fear of losing trades. So this is a huge, and I mean a huge struggle point for so many traders, countless traders. They just can't get over that hurdle of taking a loss. They take it personally, they go off the rails, and it just makes them so emotional. And for a lot of traders, the truth is, taking these L's, it really doesn't even have anything to do with the money a lot of the time. Sometimes it is, and well, the solution, if it is about the money, the solution is very simple, and a lot of you know what the solution is. It's to lower your size, right? So that's number one. So for some of you, that may be the case that are listening to this right now. Well, actually, it's probably a lot of people still. We're going to go over solutions for both problems. Okay, so for the group number one, a lot of you are just simply trading too big. You're putting on too much size. Okay, so if like your palms are sweaty, you're staring at that P&L every second. Well, consider the amount of size that you have on, because we see these industry standards like the 2%, the 1% is thrown around quite a lot. And then what a lot of beginner traders will try to do is they'll go into the market and they'll try to mimic that. They'll force it basically because they saw someone online say that's what they risk. So it said, okay, he risked that, let me go risk that. And psychologically, they're not able to handle it. It's too much size for them. Like for myself personally, I risk 2%, but I would never, and I mean never, tell a beginner trader to go in and risk 2%. That's something that you work up to. Okay. A beginner trader that doesn't have as much experience as I do, psychologically, it's going to be very difficult for them to handle a loss with 2% because it's just a lot of money. It's a lot of money to them. And you take a couple losses risking 2%, like one, you may be able to handle one, maybe two, but then by the time you get to 3, 4, you're sweating. You're praying, you're watching every little tick. You're thinking this has to go through. I'm going to lose my shit, right? Don't start off risking 2%. Start. I recommend the max as a beginner trader. The max that you should be risking 0.5%. 0.5%. I didn't say 5%. All right, don't try to twist my words. I know some of you like, he said 5%. I'm good to go. I'm going to go risk 5% now. Nope, that ain't what I said. That's not what I said. I said 0.5%. That's half of 1%. And some of you, guess what? You may need to go lower than that. It goes back to what I was just talking about a second ago is just because I say 0.5%, that doesn't mean you automatically got to do that. I'm saying that's the max. Like that's like the max threshold that you should cross as a beginner. If you need to, go lower. Go as low as you need to where that dollar amount, it's not making you sweat. Okay? Because that's a problem for a lot of you. I've asked this on Twitter before. I've run polls on it, and a lot of you are simply risking too much money. That's number one. That's a problem for many right off the bat. You're just simply risking too much money because they want results quick. They want to make a bunch of money quick. It's that, they get rich quick mentality. They think they got to slow down. Just slow down. Okay? Because you rushing it, you trying to go big, you trying to go aggressive before you're ready, it's going to have the opposite effect of what you want. You want to reach your goals quickly, but in reality, you're going to set yourself back because you're going to make stupid mistakes. You're not going to be able to psychologically handle the capital that you're trading, that you're putting on. You're going to take bigger losses than you want, and you're just going to spiral out of control if you can't handle it. And guess what? Now you're losing more money. Now you're setting your goals back in the process when really, if you would have just started small, started slow, and took it one piece at a time, you would reach that goal much quicker. Whatever goal it is, whatever dreams that got you into trading, you're going to reach that much quicker if you just would have took it slow and steady than trying to rush it. But most people don't heed that advice. They take crazy risks because they want results now. It's just, don't do that. 0.5% max, go as low as you need to. That's number one. That's for the first group of traders. But guess what? There's another group of traders that still struggle no matter how low they go. Like they can go below 0.5% and they can't get over that hurdle. They take a loss and they go crazy over it. Like it makes them spiral out of control. So what does that mean? Because if it's not about the money, then what is it about? Well, it's about the ego. That's what it's about. It's about you wanting to be correct, and you being wrong it doesn't sit right with you to your core. You hate it. Maybe you're very competitive like I am. And because this is something that I struggled with immensely when I was a beginner. Okay. Like I hated, and did I mention I hated taking L's? Because I'm a very competitive by nature. And that's what caused me to blow up my first account was I took a series of L's. I went out of control. I started to trade bigger, started to double up, and I tried to enforce my will in the marketplace. Like my mindset was, you're not taking money from me. Again, it wasn't about the money; it was about me being wrong. But you're not gonna you're not gonna get one over me. I'm gonna get my money back, and I'm gonna win. And guess what? I blew up my account, drained it, literally drained it, because I couldn't accept being wrong. So I've been there. I absolutely understand. I've been in that place. So the next question is, what's the solution though? We've identified the problem because it's one of these. If it's not that one, then it's that one. It's going to be one of them. So if you're not trading too big, then this is your problem. So the solution is this. I've said it before. You got to be able to develop a long-term perspective. And I'm going to teach you how to develop that long-term perspective real briefly, because you're too focused on the short term. You're too focused on the trade that is in front of you. You take one L and you're like tunnel vision. That's all you can focus on is that L. You were wrong. And then you bring up these cloud of emotions. Okay. You bring your trauma, or some of you bring your trauma into trading, and then you just spiral out of control. You're wrong. Nope, I'm not wrong. You're wrong. Market's wrong. Let me enforce my will. That's how a lot of you operate. And you got to change that mindset. And you change that mindset by developing a long-term perspective. It is so important that you develop that long-term perspective. I say it all the time. You need to be thinking, if I was to take this setup over the course of the next 50 to 100 trades, what would the result be? I don't give a damn what happens next. I don't give a damn what happens on that trade in front of me or the trade after that or the trade after that. I do not care. I take plenty of times, I'll take consecutive L's in a row. It doesn't get to me. I just keep executing. You want to know why I keep executing? Because I'm not thinking about the next trade in front of me. I'm on to the next 50, the next 100. I'm simply executing my edge. Just a casino start to rethink their entire business plan because some gambler comes into their casino and wins a few hands. I mean, he might win three hands in a row. He's racking it in. He's feeling good. This casino start to rethink everything. Do they go on YouTube and start searching in what's a different way I could run my casino so this gambler doesn't win another hand? Or you get the point, right? They don't do that. They don't start to rethink everything just because they lost a few hands. You know what they do? They let time play out. Time is their edge. Time is your edge as well. Okay? You have your strategy. And if you this goes into the next point, you need to be back tested. You need to collect the data. If you have that data, you have a long set of data. If you don't have data, start collecting data. Whether it be back testing, whether it be forward testing, doesn't matter. Just do at least one of them. And have a large sample set of data that supports your strategy. That's going to give you confidence. That's going to give you supreme confidence in your strategy, is by having that long set of data. Because you can see, okay, it's okay to lose. I could have lost a series of trades, but if I was to keep executing this strategy as per my data, if I was to keep executing this over the next of the course 50 to 100 trades, I'd come out on top. I'd be successful. But a lot of you don't have that data in front of you. You're trading what you feel. You're trading what you think looks good. So no wonder you're getting unraveled by an L. No wonder. It's no surprise. A lot of you aren't doing that. A lot of you don't have data, and that's your problem. Data gives you confidence. Let me repeat that. Write it down in front of you. In fact, go get a pen. If you don't have a pen, get a piece of paper. Write, data gives you confidence. Put it on your table or put it on your wall, whatever, and have it in front of you. Be that reminder, because you need to do it. You need to collect that data, because that's how you go about developing that long-term perspective. Because then you can see it's okay to be wrong. It's a big difference when you have that paper or you have that Excel sheet, whatever you use, in front of you. Big difference. Because that's what you realize. You're the casino. The casino has losses. But they know over the long term. They know with enough time, the probabilities will play out with time. That's how you operate. You operate on probabilities. So you got to get over that, that little BS of being wrong. All that amateur shit of being, I'm scared of being wrong. That's amateur shit. Professionals don't operate like that. Casinos don't operate like that. They have a long-term perspective. That's where they're focused. The next trade, the short term, the next trade in front of you is random. I repeat that, random. A lot of you can't accept that. You think, nope, it is not random. And that's why you are where you are. That's why you're watching this. That's why you're struggling right now. So there's your solution. Gather data, have that data, and then that's how you're going to go about developing that long-term perspective, because it's going to put it into perspective. You're going to have the hard numbers in front of you. It's a big difference between when you have hard numbers than when you're just trading what you feel. And that's how you do it. And then for group number one, again, some of you, or a lot of you actually, are just trading too big, and you need to lower down your size to wherever the point that you feel comfortable. Okay. And that's what it is. You're a professional. You're going to let the probabilities play out. You're going to have a long-term perspective. You're going to start thinking of the course of 50 to 100 trades, and you're going to keep executing. You're not worried about the traders in front of you. You're simply trading your system. There's nothing more to it than that. There's zero attachment. It doesn't matter if your next trade is a win. It doesn't matter if it's a loss. You have no attachment to that outcome. You're simply trading your system, detached from outcome, and you're letting the chips fall as they may over time. That is the mindset of a professional trader. That is the mindset that you need to develop. And if you don't develop that mindset, you have no chance. I repeat, no chance. So develop it. And I gave you the tools to go about doing so. So there's no excuse. You know what to do. Now go do it.